Are canceled accounts showing up on your credit report? Or how about charge-off and collection accounts? Or does debt continually being sold and added back to your credit report? In this situation, are you on for a credit expungement process on your own? You made the right decision by selecting this video. Welcome to Debt Relief and Credit Repair channel. Your concerns are our answers. The information presented in this video and channel is for informational purposes only. No professional, accounting, financial, investment, or legal advice is given or implied by the channel or moderators. We're back with a new video that will be incredibly helpful for your financial worries. If you're new to this channel, please share this video with your friends who need this and click the subscribe button so that we may continue working toward your aims. We'll talk about the subject of debt collectors. Here is an effective tool that could be of great use to you whether you have credit difficulties, are assisting others with their credit, or are trying to get your credit in order. Buy this book, United States Code Title 15 of Commerce and Trade. Buy this book, United States Code Title 15 of Commerce and Trade, soon as possible. The codes for consumer reporting organizations and debt collectors are also contained here. Who are the debt collectors? Anyone who approaches you for money based on money you borrowed is a debt collectors. As our collection agency or business that hold charge-offs from your debts, such as your credit card company or your mortgage, car loan, or private loan. Since they are debt collectors because they are attempting to collect debt, these codes govern how they do so. Let's use this book to our advantage. Let's move on to this section's table of contents and we'll jump all to the 1692. This section 1691 concerns equal credit opportunity. Although this part has some excellent legislation, we'll start with the debt collecting practices for now. This is particularly effective if your account has been charged off and you are working with collection agencies. Let's go through this information right here. I'm going to start right here with 1692. A debt collector may not engage in any conduct the natural consequence of which to harass, oppress, or abuse any person in connection with the collection of a debt, without limiting the general application of the foregoing. The following conduct is a violation of this section. 1. The use or threat of use of violence or other criminal means to harm the physical person, reputation, or property of any person. Why is using threats a serious matter? The thing about harassment and abuse is this: it is arbitrary. They cannot tell you what constitutes abuse or harassment of you. They may be sending you a letter in mail, which could constitute harassment or abuse. The information sent via mail may be deemed harassment or abuse. The letter may be as well include information that could be used for harassment or abuse. Others include using violence, threats of violence, or other illegal tactics to physically damage a person. Reputational damage is a major risk as well. What has anything to do with your reputation? Well, a good reputation can assist you in obtaining financing elsewhere. Your reputation is now being harmed when you work with early warning services and check systems. Your reputation with other banks is being harmed by that bank. Thus, you get to decide what constitutes harassment and abuse that is harmful to you. Let's go to number 2. The use of obscene or profane language, or language the natural consequence of which is to abuse the hearer or reader. Now, this is communicated via phone and letters. Have you ever spoken to a collection agency on the phone and they kept saying things like, "Oh, you're dead," calling your phone nonstop, and even using foul language to frighten you? They can say, for instance, "If you don't know anything, pay us blah blah blah. We're going to do this, we're going to do that." That thing, they shouldn't do that. You can tell them that each incident cost $1,000. A statement made to you or something you read could be abusive to you, but not to me. According to the statement, the natural consequence of which is to abuse the hearer or reader. Let's say you open the letter and think, "Oh my God." Right, most of them get collection letters, or they get a call from their creditors or something like that. Freeze up. You ask, "Oh my God, what should I do?" It's terror that's abusive. Let's skip 3 and 4. Let's go to number 5. Causing a telephone to ring or engaging any person in telephone conversation repeatedly or continuously with intent to annoy, abuse, or harass any person at the called number. Do they bother you? Yes. Harassment exactly? Yes. There are many people working from home at the moment. That's where you work right now. They are not permitted to phone you at work. Right now, you work from home. Your place of employment is there. They are not allowed to call you there since it is unethical. Naturally, you must inform them not to call you there. You can do this by sending them a letter or by calling them and informing them not to call you at your place of work because you work from home. And if they get in touch with you after they received it, they have to use certified mail. You tracked it. You are aware that they have received the letter you sent, which is known as a return receipt. You can inform them that you have a few of them on hand and explain that since you sent a return receipt, they must send this back to you once they have received it. You'll re-enter your address in this space. You'll enter their data right here. And if they call you after you get this back, you'll know they received the letter. It is against the law. Actually, you can make money off of that. Say, "Hey, I told you not to call. You keep phoning. That's a violation." If they will respond, adding, "Well, we didn't get that," tell them that you did because they gave it back to you, and you have the return receipt. Therefore, that is violation. Let's go back to the beginning about 1692. Validation of debts. This is a big one. Let's go to section C. Admission of liability. The failure of consumer to dispute the validity of a debt under this section may not be construed by any court as an admission of liability by the consumer. This implies that even while collection agencies may attempt to sue you from time to time, no court shall interpret any debt covered by this provision as the consumer's acceptance of liability. Therefore, just because you're disputing the debt doesn't make you responsible for it. Here's another one you must know. Let's go to number 4. A statement that if a consumer notifies the debt collector in writing within 30-day period that the debt or any portion thereof is disputed, the debt collector will obtain verification of the debt or a copy of a judgment against the consumer, and a copy of such verification or judgment will be mailed to the consumer by the debt collector. It states that the debt collector will obtain confirmation of the source of that information. To whom are they speaking? Who's that? You are it. The main creditor is you. Will you send the verification? Of course no. Here's another good stuff that works very well in 1692. Let's talk about communication in connection with the debt. Let's look at this part here. A. Communication with the consumer generally without the prior consent of the consumer given directly to the debt collector or the express permission of a court of competent jurisdiction. A debt collector may not communicate with a consumer in connection with the collection of any debt without your previous consent. This is. Let's discuss those collection agencies. Did you provide them consent? You did not. In fact, you can respond. You did not give me. Where is the prior approval? Or say, hey, give me a call. No, we merely briefly use early warning services on the letters before moving on the next item. What is written there on the letter? When you name information on it, they are speaking with you. That is considered communication. You don't grant them permission in advance. Let's imagine you receive this correspondence from the legal firm and that you are the owner who did not give me prior permission to get in touch with you. That's fantastic. Let's continue to number 1. At any unusual time or place, or a time or place known or which should be known to be inconvenient to the consumer. It's inconvenient to receive a letter in the mail at any moment. They call, which is uncomfortable. You find it all to be inconvenient. This information is really K. Let's return to discussing dealings with outside parties. Consumer report is receiving the information from that collection agency. That is a third-party commission. B. Communication with third parties except as provided in section 1692B of this title without the prior consent of the consumer given directly or the express permission of a court of competent jurisdiction or as reasonably necessary to effectuate a post-judgment judicial remedy in connection with the collection of any debt with any person other than the consumer, his attorney, a consumer reporting agency if otherwise permitted by law. You are the consumer once more. Another one that is stopping communication can be found here. If a debtor notifies a debt collector in writing that they will not pay a debt or that they want to stop receiving communications from the collector, the debt collector is not allowed to speak to the consumer about this issue again. It is important to let them know that they won't be dealing with you in institutions like this since these laws are strong. Even if the debt collector uses certain remedies but continues to contact you. Review a few of these once more. Purchase United States Code 15, Commerce and Trade, right away. When you are missing out on a wonderful deal, this is incredibly useful. Learn the laws if you want to organize your credit. You will be helped along the way by the laws. We are all in this together. You might as well make a comment here while we're learning more about it. I sincerely hope you gain anything from today. I genuinely hope I piqued your curiosity and inspired you to spread the word to everyone who could find this useful. We appreciate you watching this video. To ensure you don't miss anything, to be sure, hit the subscribe button on this channel. This channel offers a ton of free information. Put it into practice now. Let's continue the fight. This is a debt relief and credit repair channel once more. See you in our next video.